So file system hierarchy means these are the default directories we get in Linux. Directory means folder. Before installing the operating system, if you want to practice Linux, first of all, you must install the operating system, right? Before installing the operating system, what are the default directories we get along with the operating system that I'm explaining? If you miss previous classes, ask DURGASOFT team for that classes, take the classes. Okay. Any doubts are there? I'm there to guide you. So now the topic is file system hierarchy, means the default directories in Linux. Directory means folder. In Windows, we call folder. In Linux, we call directory. See, in Windows, excuse me, A and B are reserved for floppy. Whether you are using or not, A and B are reserved for floppy. It starts creating the drives from C. Right? C, D, E, F like that it creates. C is compulsory in Windows. It is a primary partition. It is compulsory. So after installing operating system, if you enter into your computer, there you can see C drive. If you double click on C drive means you can see default folders. We don't create them. They comes along with the operating system. Default folders. What are they? Say for example, user, administrator, library, downloads, system32. You will get this like this. Some folders we will get by default, right? That is in Windows. Similarly, in Linux also, after entering to the operating system, we can see default directories. Directory means folder, remember. Directory means folder, right? So what are the default directories we have in Linux that I'm explaining? First is forward slash. Forward slash, it is a parent directory or top level directory in Linux. First is forward slash. Forward slash is a parent directory or top level directory in Linux. Forward slash is a parent directory or top level directory in Linux. This is forward slash. It is a parent directory or top level directory in Linux. It is similar to C in Windows. Forward slash is similar to C in Windows. Okay. So in Windows, C drive is compulsory. Here, forward slash is compulsory. Under this forward slash, we have subdirectories. These all directories comes under forward slash. I'm repeating again. Forward slash, it is a parent directory or top level directory in Linux. Forward slash is a parent directory or top level directory in Linux. It is similar to C in Windows. So what it contains means it contains subdirectories. These all directories are under forward slash only. So the first subdirectory under forward slash. If you open C drive, you can see folders, right? Subfolders like that. If you open this forward slash means you can see these all directories. So first subdirectory under forward slash is root. Root is the home directory for super user. Super user means administrator. Root is the home directory for super user. In Windows, we call administrator. In Linux, we call super user. Root is the home directory for super user. So as a super user, if you log in into computer and if you create any files or directories, the data is going to store under root by default. And next one is home. Home is the home directory for normal user. As a normal user, you logged in into computer and if you create any files or directories, the data is going to store in home directory. By default, the data is going to store under home directory. I'm repeating. Forward slash, it is a parent directory or top level directory in Linux. It is similar to C in Windows. And root is the home directory for super user, means administrator. As a super user, you logged in into computer and if you create any files or directories, the data is going to store under root. And next one is home. Home is the home directory for normal user. As a normal user, you logged in into computer and you're creating any files or directories, the data is going to store under home. Okay. And here one more point to remember. Once a user is created with the same username, it creates a directory also. Under home, it creates a directory with username. Say for example, now if you created a user, Tom, immediately it creates a directory with the name Tom. Where it creates the directory means under home. Now if you create a user Jack, it creates a directory Jack. Where it creates the directory under home. Now if you open home directory, you can see Tom and Jack directories. So when Tom logged in and Tom is creating any files or directories, the data is going to store under Tom's directory, which is under home. When Jack user logged in and Jack is creating any files or directories, means that data is going to store in Jack's home directory. That is what? Jack. It stores that data in Jack's directory. Jack directory name is Jack only. Where the directory is located under home. So for every user, there is a home directory with same username. So when the user logged in and creating any files or directories, the data is going to store in their own directories. Point clear, Vijay?
Yes, ma'am.
Done. Next is boot. Boot contains bootable files. Operating system bootable files are stored under boot. Operating system bootable files are stored under boot. It also contains kernel. Kernel is an interface between shell and hardware. It is small software in Linux operating system. That kernel also stored under boot up to version 6, Linux version 6. And next one is sbin. Sbin contains super user commands, the commands which can be executed by super user. That commands are stored under sbin. Bin contains normal user commands, the commands which can be executed by normal user. That commands are stored under bin. Super user commands are stored under sbin. Normal user commands are stored under bin. Okay. See, when normal user logged in and creating any, executing any commands means, first it will check in sbin. Sorry, when normal user logged in and executing any commands means, first it will check in bin whether the command is available or not. If the command is available, it will give output. If the command is not available, it will not give you output. Like that. USR contains default applications. USR contains default applications, applications which comes along with operating system. That applications are stored under USR. Var contains variable files, means log files. System log files are stored under var. It is like task manager in Windows. Like how many users are logged in, how much CPU they are using, how much RAM they are using, how much memory they are used. That information is maintained by var. I'm repeating, /, it is a parent directory or top level directory in Linux. It is similar to C in Windows. It contains subdirectories. Okay, so first subdirectory under / is root. Root is the home directory for super user. Super user means administrator. As a super user, you logged in into computer and you're creating any files or directories, the data is going to store under root. And next one is home. Home is the home directory for normal user. As a normal user, you logged in into computer and if you create any files or directories, the data is going to store under home. Boot contains bootable files. Operating system bootable files are stored under boot. Sbin contains super user commands, the commands which can be executed by super user. That commands are stored under sbin. Bin contains normal user commands, the commands which can be executed by normal user. That commands are stored under bin. USR contains default applications, applications which comes along with operating system. That applications are stored under USR. Var contains variable files, system log files are stored under var. Clear up to this?
Clear. Yes, ma'am, it's clear.
Then. And next one is dev. Dev contains devices information. Devices means partitions. In Windows, we call partitions like C, D, E, F, like that. In Windows, we call partition. Here we call device. So devices information is maintained by dev. etc contains configuration files. System configuration files are stored under etc. Linux works with configuration file, no setup files. Okay, all the configuration files are stored under etc. And next one is OPT. OPT means optional applications. Applications which we install manually. They are not compulsory to install. If we want, we install them. That type of applications are stored under OPT. I'm repeating. USR contains default applications. Applications which comes along with operating system. That applications are stored under USR. Where contains variable file system log files are system log files are stored under there. Excuse me. Dev contains devices information. Partition information is stored under dev. etc contains configuration files. System configuration files are stored under etc. OPT contains optional applications. Applications which we install manually. They are not compulsory to install. If we want, we install them. The type of applications are stored under OPT. And next one is media. Media contains external devices information. Means removable devices information like external hard disk, DVD writer, pen drive. That information is stored under media. So if you connected any pen drive, if you want to see the content of that pen drive means open media, it will show the content of the pen drive like that. Media contains external devices information. Means removable devices information. Up to version 6. Linux version 6. The next one is MNT. MNT means mount. So it contains partitions and their mounted directories information. Means linked directories information. See, generally in Windows, if you create a partition means if you double click on the partition, we can enter into the partition. We can check the content, we can create content, we can delete content directly. But in Linux, it is not like that. We cannot access partitions directly because no double clicks and right clicks options here in Linux. So how can we access our partitions in Linux means we create a link between partition and directory. Means after creating partition, we'll create a directory also and we'll give link between partition and directory. That is called mounting. Once a partition is linked with directory, we can access partition through directory. Means if you open the directory and created any files or directories, the data is going to store under partition. If you delete something from the directory, it deletes from your partition, linked partition. If you create something in this directory, the data is going to store in your partition. Okay, partition. So directly we cannot access partitions in Linux. We access partition through directory. So MNT contains partitions and their mounted directories information. Means which partition is linked with which directory. That information is maintained by MNT. Okay, so what is this mounting? What is this links? I will show you practically in further classes. You will understand at the time about this. And next one is run. Run contains external devices information and kernel information from version 7. Up to version 6, boot contains kernel. Up to version 6, media contains external devices information. From version 7 onwards, run contains external devices information and kernel information. So these are the default directories we have in Linux. Is these directories are clear? All the directories and the notes also I will share once the link is created. I'll share the notes also. Is this directories are clear, Vijay?
Yes, ma'am. It's clear, ma'am.
Any doubt? Any directories doubt?
No, ma'am. No issue. No.
Yeah. Shall I repeat or clear?
No, it's clear, ma'am.
Then. So these are the default directories we have in Linux, which comes along with operating system. Okay. So as an administrator, you should know the function of each directory. No need to by heart. Just if you understand what I explained the points, if you understand, next time when you see these names, definitely you will remember. No need to by heart anything. So these are the directories we get in Linux. Okay. And in our tomorrow's session, I will show how to install the operating system.
Okay. Ma'am, daily practice,
So,
how it will go, ma'am? Through virtual
sorry?
or else direct? Daily practice,
Actually,
how could we?
we have virtual machine VMware software.
Okay.
So I will
We have
show
to
this
install
is
that,
a
ma'am.
software you have already.
No, I didn't have, ma'am.
Okay. So if you install VMware software means if you want, I will share that link also. If you
Okay.
install VMware software means here you can install Linux operating system and you can practice.
Okay.
No need to install Linux directly in your hard disk.
Okay.
So download VMware software. You can create a computer, virtual computer. There you can install Linux operating system. See, I created many. I'll show that also. And tomorrow
Okay,
first
sure.
I'll show that.
Okay, sure, ma'am.
How to create virtual computer. First I'll show that. Then I'll show how to install the operating system. Once OS installation practical is completed, regularly practicals will be there.
Okay.
What is your RAM capacity in your laptop?
Ma'am, 16 GB.
Done. You can install VMware software.
Okay.
There you can create virtual machine and you can install Linux operating system.
Okay.
So regular class timing is 8 to 9 as these are the demo sessions and only you are there. No? That's why. And that way I completed the topic. That's why I'm closing the session.
Okay, ma'am. No issues. Okay.
But regular class
Fine.
timing is 8 to 9.
Fine.
The
Okay.
time is required. 8 to 9, the time is required to complete the practical. Starting only small topics will explain as this or the demo. So this every point notes also there. I will share the notes also.
Okay, fine.
Okay. So thank you so much for this session. We'll meet tomorrow.